Hi everybody, this is Doug from youtube.com/at Tramp Traveler. And I'm building out a shuttle bus, which you're looking at the rear window right now. And I've been working on this for quite a while. And I got my control panel done like the last video showed, which is over here. And I've been playing around with it, running the heater and stuff like that. The inverters, making sure they all working out good. And I'm still got some wiring to do, and I'll show you basically what that's going to be in a second here. But yeah, hang on just a second. Let me turn you around. Alrighty. I've got a handrail here that runs almost the full length of the shuttle bus. That's back to this dividing wall that's got the control on it, and then the bed is going to be back here. But what I'm going to do is from the wall over here, all along here, be a strip of wood, and it's going to come out with some shelves and go up and be suspended from that pipe. And I've got some shelving racks, you know, like you use in your bedroom closets. Just it's a grill type shelving. And I'm going to build a wood frame from above the windows out and then up to that pipe. And then I'll just drop in those wire racks. Excuse that. I got food trying to come up all the time, every time seems like. And then underneath that, right along underneath the wood, at the bottom of it, I've got a 13-foot long strip light, LEDs, which I'll have a switch back here behind me right beside the bed. Actually, it'd be up here on this control panel up there, one of those 6 switches. And then that shower curtain's not going to be there. That's just for show and tell for the Department of Motor Vehicles, so that I can get this changed over from commercial vehicle to an RV. And there's a toilet over there underneath that box, which is just sitting there. That's part of the spoof that I've got going. Anyway, you see the gray divider up here, plexiglass. From that pipe there back to the end of this counter, you can see there's a refrigerator up there stowed amongst the boxes of stuff. But in right behind the seat, there's going to be a wash machine. Just one of these little ones that's about 2.5, 3 foot tall. They'll be slid in there sideways just for use as I'm on the road. And then the refrigerator, which is got a big freezer on the top of it. That runs on 110. And then where this other box is here is a recliner that I've got, which is made by Rec Pro. And it's from Motorhomes, and this one's electric. And it's going to set right back in there and then recline out. So my feet are out in here where the handicap lift is. Anyway, so up here along this strip of the wood here, I'm going to have that LED light, which will give me a ton of brightness. And I'm planning on doing another set of shelves over here above this counter from this divider wall up to where that pipe is. And that is probably going to be either those racks, or I've got a bunch of this netting. You can just throw stuff in it, and it'll stay in there because it hangs low. Cooking's be done over here. You can't hardly see it, but my stove is right there. Oven, stove, burner, 2 of them, brand new. But that, so I might not have the netting over the stove, but maybe over here, which would make more sense. Because down here is a sink, amongst other clutter, all my tools and stuff. I just brought in my pegboard, which is going to be, it's a steel pegboard. Let me give you a better picture of it here. That's going to be hanging right there, 3 inches below the top, so that that shelf, when it's coming across, will be right above there. I can anchor to that wall for the bottom of the shelf. I put a power strip in there, and that comes off from the 2000 watt inverter down there. See the yellow cord? That comes around underneath here and goes around underneath and actually goes to a outlet on the outside of the shuttle bus, the curly wire there, cord, and that will allow me to run things outside that are 120 volt. Then on this side, that yellow cord goes underneath and patches in right there. It's not plugged in right now because I'm using shore power. Hang on, let me sit down here again. I'm not good at, sorry for bouncing around. That's that cord comes from that same solar the inverter. But here's my shore power plug, which is already in, and I've got my cord from the house plugged into that. That plugs into this this cord here, and that goes up and through and around to this house breaker thing. It's got 2 breakers on it, and down to a quad of receptacles, and then down to a big long power strip going down there on the back side of this counter, 4 foot long. So that's all power for the big things like the microwave and toaster oven, coffee maker, toaster, stuff like that. Anyway, so I can run that off from shore power, or when I'm traveling, camping, I'll just hook it up to this, or my finger here, hook it up to this yellow cord, right to this plug here, and that'll come off from that inverter, and that'll power up the bus with 110 volt. But also, I've got a big 100 amp battery charger, lithium LiFePO 4 battery charger, which could be right here. And that'll come down and tie into that mass of wires there to charge the batteries off from my generator, which I'll just plug in outside onto from the generator around to the shore power. Okay, so anyway, that's 2 sets of shelves coming across there, and there'll be lights on that also. But the light on this side, on the passenger side here, is going to run all the way forward. And so that I've got, well, both of these are going to run almost all the way forward. 13 foot is basically to the front of the cab. And the one on this side is going to have 2 switches. One is you're coming up the steps to turn those on. And then another one back here, probably down here where I've got my pump switch. And that'll be a 2-way switch, so that I can turn that strip on here at the kitchen, or I can turn it on coming up the bus. And as I'm leaving the bus, I can turn it off down there. Works either way. I can turn them off, on and off, either place. And then I've got some of these little LED lights, and these suckers are bright. They're called cob lights, and they're bright. They'll blind you. I've got 4 of those. I'm going to put one of them up above where I'll be having my recliner for a reading light. And these have all got the red button there for turning them on and off. I might put a switch down here at the end of the counter so I can reach it from there. You know, because I had to reach up, I'd almost have to stand up to turn it on up here. And I've got some switches for doing just that stuff. See if I can show you one of them here. There's one of them right there. And that just sticks onto the wall wherever you want it. And actually there's going to be one of those right here stuck onto this plate. And that'll be for one of those reading lights up here. And I'm not sure where I'll put it. I might put it on the bottom of that air conditioner, might put it on the wall up there, but it's got to be out this side of the crates so it can shine down, because I'm intending to have the head of my bed up here. And then, so one there, one up there above the chair. I'll probably put one up here above this so I don't have to run that whole strip of lights. And then I'll probably put one right there below the housing you see up there in the top, right above the door there, where the actuator is for opening and closing the door electrically. So it shines right down on the steps, and there'll be a switch down there for that. And also I've got to run power from the inverter back here through a big breaker, a 40 amp breaker. And that'll run up and overhead here, down the line, and all the way to the front. It's going to split here and come down for the switch that I put down here. But also then I continue on down here for that light, for those lights, more than one. But also it's going to continue all the way up to the front fascia of the bus and down along that whiter chunk of wall there by the handrails. And then right there where you see that collapsible ladder, telescoping ladder, and the battery charger down there, is going to be another refrigerator. And this is one of these camping refrigerators that's it's a little chest type, and it's got a refrigerator and freezer built into it. And that runs off in 12 volt or 110, and it's more efficient to run it off in 12 volt. So I'll be running 12 volt up and over down to that. And that gives me 12 volts in the front of the bus from back here off in the inverters, off in the batteries, and instead of using the bus's starter battery. But it also gives me the option that I can jumper from that wiring 12 volt to wherever I need to go to jump the battery of the bus if I should happen to somehow run it down or it goes dead and need to jump. So I can be able to jump my own vehicle. I've already put 5 gallons of diesel fuel down in this tank, and I've got a gauge that I've installed over there in the corner. See it? That tells me how much fuel I've got, and I can pivot that around so that I can see that from the outside in the window. And right below that, show you down here, this clear hose is where it gets filled. So that gauge will turn right around. I'll be able to see that within, 14 inches of where I'm filling it. I like that. I'm going to get me another 5 gallons, so I've got 10, so it shows better on the gauge. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to, big hand out of the way, cameras are all over the place. I'm going to make some markings on it, where the 5 gallon is, where the 10 gallon is, 15, 20, and it's a 28 gallon tank, so when it's all the way full. Of course, the gauge will show all the way full, right? But I want to be able to know how much I've got left as it's coming down. And but I'll be, after I get back from running my errands, getting some gas, stuff like that, I'll show you where these ports are on the outside of the shuttle bus, the shore power and the outlet for if I want 110 volt on the outside. And that's on the side of the shuttle bus where, the door is, and where I'll be doing all my craziness. Can't show you. Got the camera turned around backwards. Forget that. Anyway, you'd rather see my face anyway, right? But I'll also show you that racking. I've got to measure that up to see just how big, how wide I want the framework for that wooden framework. So let's go get some gas, and I'll be back with you at a later time date, whatever, with some of the other views I've got going on. Major accomplishments the last couple of days here. Kind of lost my voice here, but I got racking put above both sides, above the counters and everything. And ignore the shower curtain there, that's just a temporary. That racking is 16 inches deep and goes the full length of it. And then over here, I've got more of it. This is 12-inch thick, or 12-inch wide, and that goes the length of this set of cupboards down here. I also put up some pegboard, steel pegboard, to be able to hang pots and pans and stuff like that on. And I am pooped. I'm going in the house. We'll catch you in a minute. Mentioned to you a couple minutes ago that I was going to show you my shore power plugs. This first black one here is water fill, and then the other one right behind that is where the electrical will be available for the outside 110 volt. Let me take you around the side here a little bit. This is my generator clamshell, and let's see if I can show you briefly how that works. I walk like a... Anyway, this pulls up and over, and the generator's inside there. I've got to seal it up a little bit better because water still gets inside. Now let me pause here a second. Okay, down below is where the gas goes in for the engine, and right above that is where the diesel fuel goes in for the heater, and where that cord is plugged in is my shore power. I got a problem with that one. I got to move that one because I've got a 3-foot long panel. My solar panel is going to go in there, so I'm going to have to put that plug in probably over here, maybe over here somewhere, wherever I've got enough room for 3 foot. And then there'll be another one folded up below that. So that's where the power is coming in. I got a little bit more work to do with that. See you in a minute. Hi folks, I'm back. It's another day. I got a bunch of stuff done. And so I'm gonna bring this video to an end after I talk about some of the things I've gotten done. You can see behind me here I've got some wires hanging down. Those go to a two-way switch. That'll be for a strip of LED lights that goes the length of the bus on the passenger side. Excuse me for bouncing you around here. I like doing that, but not really. Anyway, arm gets tired. I've been out here working and my arms are tired. Give me a break. Anyway, some of the other stuff I've done, you can see the wires over the doorway and they come down the side. That's for the refrigerator, freezer that's going to be up there. One of the camping type, chest type, would be right there where that ladder is that you can see underneath the yellow pipes. Anyway, I'm going to have an overhead light right up there by that sign, right in the middle of the top, that I can turn on, kind of like a map light, because the light that's up there is over the door. There's another one above the mirror, but you got to have the bus running for that. I might not want the bus running, just to set in the driver's seat up there and to see something, maybe read a book. Well, I don't know what. Anyway, let me see. I'm going to turn you around here. Okay, I put in that short chunk of shelf there with the wire racking. I put in that pegboard, and I put in a overhead light right there, right just above the window, a little tiny one. It's got its own switch. I'm probably going to do another one right above here, but I put in this racking also. And that goes the full length from a driver's seat all the way back to the divider wall. And so I'm going to have two strip lights, the LED strip lights. One is probably going to be from the rear of the bus right along here all the way to the front. And the other one will be, I'm thinking between that fluorescent light, it's not fluorescent, it's an LED light, what you see there in that wood frame. it'll go the full length of the bus also. And that'll give me LED strip lights the full length. And they're just white. I don't care for anything blinking or flashing or colors or stuff like that. Anyway, let's see. Then right here behind this shower curtain is where my my recliner is going to be, right down in there where that fan is. And then forward of that is going to be my refrigerator, which is right now it's right here. And then a wash machine forward of that. So anyway, I'm going to have plenty of lighting in here. Some of us could be hooked to that 6-switch panel up there. The little guys, they've got their own push buttons. This one back here that I was telling you about before, that's this strip light over on this side is going to be on a 2-way switch, which is right down there with the blue plugs on it. So I can turn it on up here, or I can turn it on down there. You can see the other switch hanging there. I'm waiting for the bracket to get here. Let's see. This is the wiring that goes all the way forward for the refrigerator freezer thing. Anyway, here's a little better look of what the rear end looks like. And of course there's kitchen sink over here, just a small bar sink. And that's connected to some bottles down in the bottom there, which would be my gray tanks. And you can see the white tank down there, 36-gallon water tank. That's all plumbed into the faucet and to this shower wand that you see up here, which is hooked to this propane water heater, which I've mentioned before. And let's see. Everything over here on that power panel, that's done. All done. Oh, I guess I still got to put the solar panels on the side of the shuttle bus. And I showed you where I had to move the shore power plug. I did that yesterday. And so I've got to patch up the hole that was through there before. And put my 8 panels over there on that side, on the driver's side, down below the windows. And bring those in through and hook them up to this solar power controller. It's an MPPT, which is the efficient model, 99% efficient, they say. So I'm going to let you go, turn you back around, say goodbye to you. I'd like you to subscribe, like, comment, and watch all my other videos, and copy this website down. It's for YouTube. It's my full, if you're starting from go on your keypad or whatever, youtube.com / at the @ symbol at Tramp Traveler. So youtube.com / at Tramp Traveler. And I'll also try to put the UPC. Is it UPC? It's a thing where you can click with your camera, the little square thing with all the little checks in it. Try to put that right at the very end. So all you got to do is get your camera ready and take a picture of that. And it'll take you right to my website, to my channel. Anyway, I really appreciate all you guys watching these videos, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, and have a good day.